Firstly, I want to thank Mark Atwood for giving me the opportunity to connect with all of you amazing people around the world. And I want to share with you some of the things I use to optimize my hormones in my day-to-day life. Firstly, though, we have to look at what are the building blocks and what are important for the creation of these hormones. So some of the things we're going to look through first is sunlight, sleep, proteins, fats, vitamin D, B vitamins, iodine, and insulin. So it's very important when we start our day that we're getting natural sunlight. Start the circadian rhythm, so important for our sleep cycle, because the sunlight secretes melatonin from our pineal gland, which then is a precursor to serotonin, our feel-good hormone, which is so important for sleep, mood enhancement, and really important thing. And so proteins are another thing that's really important, because proteins are needed for sustaining all of our muscle tissue. And a lot of places recommend a gram per kilo of body weight. And these proteins help with creating enzymes in the body, as well as many other amazing functions. And the fats are so important as well. They call them the essential fats, because they're the thing that actually gets our circulation to the brain. Without fats, we don't have proper brain circulation. It's probably why they're pushing all of the, low fat, margarine butter stuff, because, they don't want us functioning optimally. And so these cholesterol hormones, like vitamin D is an example, that's made through fats. And the fats are so important as a building block for so many of our hormones. So don't underestimate all of the importance of getting those fats into your body. And another thing that's really important is the B vitamins. And that's especially important for women, because women have a lot more stresses that goes on, they have a cycle which men don't have in the same way. And all of the stresses that go on, the B vitamins are so important, because when we get very stressed and we're using up a lot of our adrenal hormones, it's good to replace with more Bs. Because the B vitamins help to create these adrenal hormones. And it's another important building block with optimizing hormones. Another thing that is massively important is the thyroid. And if the thyroid gets underactive, as hypothyroidism, this can result in symptoms like chronic fatigue, and it can usually be somewhat linked to iodine deficiencies. And if taking iodine gets the thyroid working optimally and results in energy levels restored and optimization and energy levels hormone function, then it could well be attributed to an iodine deficiency. There's a close correlation between the two, and having too much iodine can result in hyperthyroidism, so it's important to not overdo it with iodine as well. One of the few things that are quite important not to overdo. It's usually we haven't got enough of stuff, but that's one that's very important to not overdo, because hyperthyroidism can result in restlessness, insomnia, and rapid weight loss, very bad symptoms. And one of the most important hormones is insulin. That's like our storage hormone, and this is really important for breaking down of carbohydrates. If we're resistant to insulin, as in, we'd eat a lot of like carbs and sugary things, and the body is having to secrete more and more insulin, that we're completely resistant to it, This can result in type 2 diabetes and other as a worst side effect of being resistant. So we always want to focus on creating more sensitivity to insulin, and there's different tools like that. I know Mark recommends the carnivore diet, which is basically cutting out all carbohydrates and just relying on the building blocks alone with your protein and fats. I'm not recommending it, but it is a great tool, and it does have many benefits. But being sensitive to insulin is so healthy, and it's you know just means that whatever insulin secreted, we can extract the glycogen from the carbohydrates and quickly use it. So it means we burn fat quicker and we burn our food quicker. So it's very intertwined with optimal hormone function. And two of the tools I find very useful is lifting heavy weights with my legs. I think it's something everyone should do, relative to body weight, and, always putting joint health first. But the secretion of hormones from that is excellent. Excuse me. And another great tool is the hot cold treatment. Just there on Saturday, I did a good session in the sauna. So I was about, I'd say over an hour, went about 3 times in the sea. And the Irish Sea's, it's getting cold now, so it's not quite an ice bath, but gets kind of close to it during the winter. And that flipping of that temperature gauge like that is like the body taking the body through an intense workout without exercising, and it does spike hormones a lot. How much, I'm not sure. Andrew Huberman says it spikes testosterone by 10 times. I'm not sure, but it certainly elevates the body's functions and is great for lymphatic drainage and many benefits. So I hope you found some of the stuff useful today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to book a session, there should be a link in the description. Thank you very much. Have a good day.